My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, I come on to say that it's just kind of one of those times when I'd be happy to kind of give y'all more updates as to how things are going here. Did a little bit more painting on Uncle Sam's Santa. And I'll tell y'all, if y'all know before, I've kind of done little Santas out of this book before that I've shown before. There's one that I'll show you that's kind of in this book somewhere, and you all could probably just kind of see I didn't really make this exactly like it, but it's just one where you can probably see how this one was. Kinda did make this one a little taller. And I will say that, it's unfortunate that after all that little deletion that took place in my computer last week, we lost the pictures of the ones that I already sold that I made of the Cosmic Santa and the Grandfather Frost and the Czechoslovakian St. Nicholas that have already been sold in the past, and so I couldn't show those, but I could also just kind of find ways to make little taller pattern ones from those and easier to carve. And I kind of liked doing that with Uncle Sam because with the one in this book, you kind of see how he has an extra arm out and it's holding a flag, which makes him a little bit of extra work. And, and I'd say for me, if I have to do the extra work, I have to charge extra. So that's kind of why I try to do as little work as I can. There's little things I'd share along here, and just to tell you all that I've gotten further along on the Cherry Cardinal. I sanded it down today, got it down smooth. I took it up, showed it to my mother. She said it was real pretty. Probably going to draw some lines in which the little burn areas. I do want to mention to you a thing or two about, how there's that wood dye solution that you mix with denatured alcohol to kind of dye things in. I don't know if there's any of you all who uses it or whether you have any suggestions, but for a couple of weeks I have had these little circles off of pine logs that are kind of like this that I have been soaking in the blue dye solution mixed with denatured alcohol, which is something you dye wood in, and it hasn't been picking up the color lately. I don't know if it could very well just be that maybe the grain of the wood in this direction, with it just being the circle cut off of the log, if that there just might be something about that maybe it's just not soaking in the dye and not getting color. I did try to use a minimal amount so that way I wouldn't get it too dark, because that's kind of how I want it to be, not too dark in the wood, but I want it to be kind of a lighter blue. And if any of you all have anything, you might be able to tell me as to why it hasn't been picking up any of that color when it's been soaking the last couple of weeks. You can feel free to let me know. There's a certain man I would have asked who's the one who told me about that stuff at the woodcraft store, but he's already passed on now, so no longer here to ask him. I'll tell y'all what I did with the other side of this particular pine circle, and that is, to begin with, when I had to mix two different shades of blue, in order to come up with a blue for the blazer of Uncle Sam that was not too dark and not too light. It turned out that, the way I don't really keep empty paint bottles around like I used to, I had to use this disc to kind of mix the paints together, kind of do it on top of the wood. And then with what I had left of the paint, I decided to smear it out along the rest of the circle with the brush and paint a little white along here. And decided that with this kind of blue being the color of Uncle Sam's blazer, decided I would paint red stripes along this white part and maybe paint some white stars up here on this blue part, and just to kind of see how that goes. I'm sure that's something somebody might appreciate. There's just so much more to see as to how it comes along. I'll tell y'all, I took a wood burner today and added a few eyelashes and some eyes and some facial details to these little figures of Mary and Joseph. I'd like to share at the moment while I'm at it that I've done the same with baby Jesus here, kind of put the little eyelashes on him. And there's probably more I'm going to get around to doing, and I might also ask your all suggestion on another thing, because I'll tell you, there's this artist I got introduced to on Instagram lately, and one of the things is that I really loved all her art when I saw it on her Etsy store, so I made a purchase from her and got to looking through her old posts, and there was like a little musical in the background that said something like, "What you smiling about?" And there was a little song after that. She said, "All my followers," and wanted to tell y'all I commented on the post just talking about how, the fact you smile like that is probably how you get all those followers. I said, I'm not one of the friendliest people. I'm one of those people who loves to frown, to just have an expression, probably why I don't get as many, but that's okay, I'm just being myself. Would kind of also ask what some of y'all might suggest. I think some of the issue might even be that, it's like whenever it just comes to all this stuff people do when they make stories and reels, a lot of it just requires knowing how to do a lot of stuff with modern technology, like your phone and stuff, that I don't really know all that much how to do, and have little difficulties with it here and there, and might even just kind of have to find a way to get trained as far as how to get further along about it, because it would probably just be nice to kind of go up some further levels, maybe kind of, get a little bit more audience, maybe learn how to smile a little more, be a little more friendly, some things like that that might help. I don't know exactly what it's going to take, but I'd say it's just something that, whenever I see it around, I think it wouldn't hurt too much to try to work on it. So you all are always welcome to let me know your thoughts, and I will tell you that I've been taking an antibiotic day by day, feel like I'm clearing up a little better, feeling a little better, getting a little better, and I'd say that it's kind of like, among all things, I appreciate the subscribers on here that I have with all my accounts and with all that I do. So I'd say that any of you who'd like to give me any advice on how you feel or what you think, just let me know. If it might probably help me get some more followers or subscribers, that might be nice. And I'd say that I've probably gotten quite a few so far, and that is just one of those things where I'd just be willing to kind of be able to hear some things, learn your all's thoughts, learn what you all might like for me to do, might like for me to try, any certain projects you'd like to see me make, you can probably kind of let me know that stuff within the next few months, because it's getting close to the time of year when I do my shows and start really kind of getting to where I get orders out. And so I would say that I've had a few happy days lately, but I've had some depressing days because haven't been able to do much just because I've been sick so much, and haven't been able to eat much either. So that's just one of the things where I hope you all will keep in touch, keep me in your prayers. I know that Charles Womack always does. He's one of my most faithful followers. Thank you all so much. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.